Today on Drink Smoke Build, we're going to give you an update on the chickens. Welcome back, you guys. I'm Billy D. This is Drink Smoke Build, and today we have got quite a few things to get accomplished, and I'm hoping to actually film 3 different episodes today. Of course, this one, the one you're watching now, which is the chicken episode and some maintenance on the coop. We have a corner down here on the edge of the door that has kind of collapsed in from us using it to kind of kick it in whenever we close the door. So I'm going to be pulling the door off, shaving off part of the door, as well as completely replacing that mesh and putting in a kick panel for us so that we don't do that in the future. Also, the second video, which should come out in a couple of days, is going to be me harvesting lettuce in my garden boxes and washing it, spinning it, and then saving it for use in my own salads and for the family's salads. And then the third episode coming up right after that is going to be us doing the, I don't want to call it a remodel because it is going to be temporary, but a reorganization of the shop for us to finally start doing our resale business that I told you guys about a couple of months ago. So we're looking to kick that off, gangbusters here coming up, and we'll talk about that in the third video coming up here at the end of the week. But for now, let's take these chickens and walk them back to their run, talk about them a little bit, and then we've got to remove this tree, which I'll do in time lapse after I go buy a new pole saw. My old pole saw is giving me electrical problems and doesn't want to run all the time, so I'm gonna go pick up a new one, and I'll take you guys along with me maybe when we get to the store and show you what I end up getting. But we are going to have to cut down this tree, which came down in the storms that we had last Friday. We had some really high wind storms that ended up completely bringing down half of this tree again. I've already dealt with this once this year, onto the chicken coop and around the chicken coop. So we're gonna take that down, get that out to big trash, and then we'll get this door fixed. But first, let's walk the chickens, shall we? And off they go. They are hungry, and I've already put the food out, and I think they know it. Do a little foraging on the way. So if you guys are wondering, on the breeds, we've covered this in other episodes, but the 2 white ones we think are Leghorn hybrids. The roosters are white face black Spanish. We have 1 white face black Spanish right there that just took off into the air, female, and then 6 sex links, and then we've got the 1 buff, yellow buff. And look at that, right into the yard. They are excited and happy when they come out of their coop in the morning to go get their food. No, we gotta close the gate so they don't try to escape. I think all 12 of them are in there eating at the same time. Okay, so here we are picking up a pole saw, hopefully. I'm actually going to be going to 2 different places. As you can see right here, Harbor Freight is going to be the first one that we're going to try. We really only have 1 requirement. It has to be at least a 10-inch bar on this pole saw. That's what we are trying to replace. It worked decent for us. If we can find a 12-inch, that's great, but if they have a 10-inch here, at Harbor Freight, we're going to pick that up. If not, I've chosen this Harbor Freight to come to because there is a Tractor Supply across the street, and we will head over there if they don't have a 10-inch bar at least here at this Harbor Freight. So let's go in and take a look. So they've got this one behind me, which I'll flip around and show you guys. It's a 9.5-inch bar, and I may end up going with this one, but I really want a 10-inch bar, so I'll show you this one. So this one here, oh, it's just not exactly what I want, but may end up settling with this one. But let's head over to Tractor Supply and see what they have. Well, I just went in Tractor Supply and they had a spot for the one that I wanted, 10-inch, $99. They didn't have it in stock, so I had her look it up. Hopefully they had it at another local store. Nope, everyone in the metro completely sold out. So we're going back over to Harbor Freight and we'll get one that is 9.5 inches over there and then get to work on cutting that tree down. And we are back. It is actually 3 or 4 days later since I filmed that first part of this episode. We did get the entire tree down, as you can see, over the Coop and all of the little cars in the back. We got that completely down out to the front and already picked up. So that's done, that's finished. I didn't do that on time lapse. The saw that I bought, the pull saw that I bought, was really good. It worked out well. Something I want to talk about on buying stuff from Harbor Freight. I am not sponsored by Harbor Freight. They aren't paying me anything to say this. I just want you guys to know that I get a lot of people when I'm talking to them about Harbor Freight, and they say, oh, they're junk tools and blah, 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 and all this. And that absolutely can be true. But what I think sets Harbor Freight apart from so many others out there is their 100% replacement warranty that you can purchase on top of it. And for instance, like this pull saw came out to just over $100. It was like 101 bucks for tax and the 2-year replacement on it. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you take a hammer and you smash the crap out of it, take it back, they will replace it for you. That is why I choose to buy the vast majority of my tools at Harbor Freight, because I always get that extended warranty if it's something that's around or over $100. I've replaced 3 chop saws that way. I've replaced multiple other tools that way. So definitely, guys, my personal opinion, Harbor Freight tools are worth it, but only if you pay for the extended warranty so that you can get it replaced at any moment. Anyway, I'm not going to do a review of that particular saw, as I don't really want to turn into a review channel, but it worked out okay. It wasn't exactly what I wanted, as you guys saw in the videos earlier, but it did well. It only took us about 3 hours to cut down that entire tree, and I'll go ahead and flip this around and show you what we did there. All right, so as you can see, the top of the Coop is completely free of limbs and debris. Now, we didn't take down the entire tree. I was going to, but we decided to go ahead and leave just a little bit of shade protection there, because if we took the entire tree down, this would be a hot spot during the day. And although they don't stay in the Coop during the day, we don't want it to be real hot when they get in at night. So we went ahead and left that limb up and then completely took off these 3 limbs here, which completely cleared up this space in here from that fallen branch. So what we're going to do next is we're going to fix this flap, which should only take a few minutes, just put in some new screws and whatnot. And then we're going to fix this door. As you may or may not be able to see, we'll get it on the other end over here. It's kind of busted in right there, and I'm going to basically cut that off at the screw all the way across, and then I'm going to install a kick plate here instead, and then screw the mesh to the kick plate. That way, when we go to close the door, because we kind of kick it like this to get it to seat, that way when we go to close the door, we're not jacking with the structural integrity or busting out the mesh anymore. Okay, so that's going to be it for this episode. I did want to get to fixing this door and the flap today, but just didn't have the time. It's been a super busy week for us here. So instead, I'm gonna show you here right now that we finally have a layer. We think it is one of the sex-link hens. We have 6 of those. And laid us a little brown egg, actually a little bigger than the small ones we got from the bus when we did our first run of chickens 3 years ago. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and take you to that and have my wife talk about that egg and why she thinks it came from the sex links.
So we got our first egg, and pretty sure that one of the sex links laid it, because we only have one other breed that will lay a brown egg that we know of, and the buff just doesn't look ready to lay yet. So here is our first pullet egg from this flock. This is a medium-sized egg that you would buy at a grocery store. You can see that it's much smaller, and that's usually how they start out. Anyway, in my opinion, pullets eggs are the best. They seem to be thicker, they cook up better, and they seem to have more yolk to white ratio. Anyway, they're the richest that you will get as those first eggs. So there they are. There this is. There that is. You see a big difference? Okay.
So there you have it. We have our first layer from this flock. Super excited. Our chickens are around the 20-week mark, so we did expect maybe a little earlier than this, but with the extreme heat, kind of understand why they didn't start laying until now. All right, you guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching me, Billy D, and of course my lovely wife, Hillary, here on Drink, Smoke, Build. Next time, we will be harvesting lettuce in the garden, spinning it up, making a salad, and eating that deliciousness. And then the next video after that, which is going to be middle of next week at this point, is going to be us getting completely reorganized to start the reselling business out of our garage. Much love, you guys. It's been real. Don't forget to mashy on the like button, mashy that subscription button if you haven't already, and of course, don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you get notified every time I upload a video. It's been real. Billy D signing out. Peace.